to piss her off.
Do you understand? You're on mission now.
What about you?
Forget our case. Have a working Thompson. I want my chopper on the... Colonel! Copy. We have got to protect the jump link. Go, go, go. Keep going.
Be advised, we've got spikes topside, Colonel.
What's going on? I thought we had 7 days.
The world Simon in the LZ. Stay on comms. You'll be is under attack. It's the last lab left study. Above the ground.
That should be fun. Like that. Just flip it around like that.
How you know how to do all this stuff, man?
Yeah.
What?
10, 5, 4.
Done without seeing that. Well, if you...
So you need to move fast.
I got it!
This office right here. All data, all hard.
Biological material from Lab 1, and I
don't see anything.
It's moving. You don't see it? Colonel.
And I need all of them. Extraction team, we need to get them out of there right now.
Rendezvous with me On the laboratory at the center. Gentlemen, let's move now. We gotta go.
Move fast.
Let's go. We do not want to go to the front door.
Out there or not.
That C-floor, in case one of us gets in trouble.
Souvenir. Right, you got this. No one's hiding the deck. Uh-oh. Shit. Hey, I need you! I'm gonna die my way! Dad? Charlie?
Yeah, he did. Sliced it. Red belly. Lays an egg or whatever the hell they do.
Come on, look, stay here. Stay with Charlie.
You don't have to be.
Only get one shot at this.
Dan.
Surprised.
Moving!
Yeah, she didn't like that. Hell is she?
No! No.
Sorry, son.
No! No, no, no! Dad!
That worked.
Movie summary: The Tomorrow War, 2021. The Tomorrow War, directed by Chris McKay, is a thrilling sci-fi film that takes audiences on an intense, action-filled journey through time. The story kicks off in the year 2022, where Dan Forrester Chris Pratt, a high school teacher and former Green Beret, is living a seemingly ordinary life with his wife Emmy Betty Gilpin and young daughter Maury. The calm is shattered when soldiers from the future appear during the FIFA World Cup final, bringing the dire news that Earth is at war with an alien species known as the White Spikes, and that they are losing. To change their grim fate, humanity must send soldiers and civilians from the present to fight in the future. The recruitment and drafting process is swift and brutal. Dan, desperate to secure a better future for his daughter, ends up drafted and is quickly trained to prepare for deployment into the future. When the action begins, Dan and his team are teleported into the war zone of 2051, a chaotic jump that doesn't go as planned, dropping them in the middle of a devastated Miami. From the moment they land, the pace is relentless. Dan's group is tasked with retrieving key research from a research lab that has been overrun by White Spikes. This sequence is packed with suspense, highlighting the sheer ferocity of the White Spikes as Dan and his team navigate through dark hallways, trying to outmaneuver the aliens. The film doesn't shy away from showing the brutality of war, and the first major action set piece effectively conveys the danger of facing these creatures. The White Spikes are depicted as highly intelligent and vicious, making them a formidable threat. The tension escalates as the team struggles to survive, culminating in a harrowing escape that leaves only a handful of survivors, including Dan. The stakes are clearly established here. This war is a losing battle, and survival is anything but guaranteed. The narrative then shifts gears as Dan meets Colonel Murray Forrester, Yvonne Strahovski, who, to his surprise, is his daughter from the future. Murray is a brilliant scientist working on a way to defeat the white spikes by developing a toxin that can eliminate them. The reunion between father and daughter is fraught with emotion, especially as Murray reveals the challenges she faced growing up without Dan, who she says died shortly after the war. This emotional subplot adds depth to the film, providing a personal motivation for Dan beyond just saving humanity. The next big action sequence involves Dan and Murray's team attempting to capture a female white spike, as it is critical for testing the toxin. The mission is a high-stakes endeavor, filled with thrilling chases and firefights as the white spikes launch a fierce counterattack to protect their queen. The action is frenetic, with Murray coordinating a tactical approach while Dan and the other soldiers engage in a desperate struggle to subdue the alien. The filmmakers effectively use fast cuts and close-ups to emphasize the intensity of the battle, and Dan's determination to protect his daughter shines through, adding an emotional layer to the chaos. As the film progresses, the stakes continue to rise. The forward operating base, where the research is taking place, comes under siege in an all-out assault by the white spikes. The battle that ensues is one of the most visually spectacular moments in the movie. The base is overrun, and Murray and Dan fight valiantly, but it becomes clear that the situation is hopeless. The sequence is characterized by explosive set pieces, frantic hand-to-hand combat, and the terrifying speed of the white spikes as they break through defenses. Dan's resolve to save Murray, despite the overwhelming odds, adds a deeply human element to the spectacle. The climax of the film takes place in the Arctic, where Dan returns to the present with the toxin and sets out to find the origin of the white spikes. Together with his estranged father, James Forrester J.K. Simmons, and a small team, Dan discovers that the white spikes have been on Earth for thousands of years, frozen beneath the ice. This discovery sets the stage for a thrilling finale, as the team races to deploy the toxin before the aliens can awaken and spread. The environment adds to the intensity, with the harsh Arctic landscape creating additional challenges as they navigate through the alien ship. The final showdown between Dan and the White Spike Queen is both intense and emotional, with Dan putting everything on the line to ensure the survival of humanity. The film wraps up on a hopeful note, with Dan reconciling with his father and vowing to be there for his daughter. The action throughout the Tomorrow War is fast-paced and relentless, with each sequence raising the stakes and keeping the audience on edge. The combination of large-scale battles, emotional stakes, and time travel make for an entertaining, albeit familiar sci-fi experience. Movie review and rating: The Tomorrow War 2021. The Tomorrow War is an ambitious sci-fi blockbuster that blends elements of time travel, alien invasion, and family drama. Directed by Chris McKay, the film stars Chris Pratt as Dan Forrester, a high school teacher who is drafted into a war that takes place 30 years in the future. The premise is exciting, and while the execution is occasionally uneven, the film succeeds in delivering plenty of action and spectacle. The film's strongest aspect is its action sequences. From the chaotic drop into a ruined Miami to the intense showdown in the Arctic, the action is well choreographed and keeps the audience engaged. The white spikes are a genuinely terrifying enemy, and the visual effects used to bring them to life are impressive. Their design, a combination of speed, agility, and relentless ferocity, makes them a formidable threat, and the scenes where they hunt the protagonists are some of the film's most suspenseful. The siege at the forward operating base is particularly well executed, showcasing the overwhelming odds faced by the human forces and the desperate struggle for survival. Chris Pratt delivers a solid performance as Dan Forrester, balancing the action hero persona with a more vulnerable, emotional side. The relationship between Dan and his daughter Murray, played by Yvonne Strahovski, is the emotional core of the film. Their interactions, especially in the future timeline, add depth to the story and give Dan's mission a personal significance beyond just saving the world. Strahovski is excellent in her role, portraying Murray as both determined and vulnerable, and her scenes with Pratt are some of the film's most compelling. The supporting cast also does a great job, with J.K. Simmons standing out as Dan's estranged father, James. Simmons brings a gruff charm to the role, and his character's relationship with Dan adds a layer of complexity to the story. The dynamic between father and son is explored throughout the film, and their reconciliation provides a satisfying emotional payoff. Betty Gilpin, as Dan's wife Emmy, doesn't get much screen time, but she makes the most of her scenes, providing an emotional anchor for Dan's character. One of the weaknesses of The Tomorrow War is its pacing. The first act moves quickly, with the sudden arrival of the future soldiers and the drafting process creating an immediate sense of urgency. However, the middle portion of the film slows down as it shifts focus to the mission to capture the female White Spike. While this sequence has its moments, it lacks the intensity of the earlier scenes, and the film loses some momentum as a result. The final act, however, picks up the pace again, delivering an action-packed climax that ties together the film's various plot threads. Thematically, The Tomorrow War explores the idea of sacrifice for the greater good and the impact of our actions on future generations. The time travel element adds an interesting twist, allowing Dan to connect with his grown daughter and see firsthand the consequences of his actions. The film also touches on themes of family and redemption, particularly in the relationship between Dan and his father. While these themes add depth to the story, they aren't fully explored, and the film ultimately prioritizes action over deeper thematic development. Visually, the film is impressive. The CGI is well done, particularly in the scenes featuring the White Spikes. The design of the aliens is genuinely terrifying, and the special effects team does a great job of making them feel like a real, tangible threat. The action scenes are visually engaging, with plenty of explosions, gunfire, and hand-to-hand combat to keep audiences on the edge of their seats. The cinematography captures the scale of the battles, particularly during the siege at the forward operating base and the final showdown in the Arctic. The use of wide shots and dynamic camera movements helps convey the chaos and intensity of the action, making for a visually engaging experience. One of the film's shortcomings is its reliance on familiar tropes. The reluctant hero, the estranged father-son relationship, the last-minute race against time to save humanity. All of these are elements that we've seen before in countless other sci-fi and action films. While The Tomorrow War executes these tropes well enough, it doesn't do much to set itself apart from other films in the genre. The plot twists are predictable, and the dialogue can be a bit on the nose at times, making it feel like the film is trying too hard to hit certain emotional beats. Despite its flaws, The Tomorrow War is an entertaining film that delivers on its promise of action and spectacle. The chemistry between Chris Pratt and Yvonne Strahovski adds an emotional layer to the story, and the action sequences are thrilling and well executed. The film's concept is intriguing, even if the execution is occasionally uneven, and the visual effects are impressive enough to keep audiences engaged. It may not be the most original sci-fi film out there, but it's a fun ride that offers plenty of excitement for fans of the genre. In terms of rating, The Tomorrow War earns a solid 7/10. It's an enjoyable action film with a compelling premise, strong performances, and some genuinely thrilling moments. While it doesn't break new ground in terms of storytelling, it delivers enough excitement and heart to make it worth a watch. The combination of time travel, alien invasion, and family drama makes for an entertaining mix, even if the film doesn't fully explore the deeper themes it hints at. For those looking for a fun, action-packed sci-fi adventure, The Tomorrow War fits the bill.